So quite a few of you guys found this challenging. It's really like just putting fractions on a number line. So let's look at A. If I had a number line, and I've got 0, half, and 1. We've been practicing that for a while now. And first thing you should do is place the easy ones that you can on here. So let's get rid of this half. We got it there already. And let's get rid of the 1. We've got that there already. So now we've got to place these ones. So let's take a look at 3/4. So if this was 0/4, and we said half, what would half of the fourths? If I had 4 pieces, what would half be? 2 out of 4. And if I had the whole chocolate bar, all the pieces, I'd have 4 out of 4. So where would 3/4 go? And really, this whole thing means it's cut up into 4 pieces. So this would be, 1/4 here, 2/4, 3/4. So 3/4 would be right here. And then I can do 2/3. So I think of this whole thing. Again, 0, half, and 1. And if I tried to break this into thirds, into 3 pieces, 3 equal pieces, I'd probably go maybe here, here. So this would be 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So break this whole thing up into 3 pieces. So 2/3 would be around here. Now here's the thing. If I'm writing up here, from smallest to largest, let's say I know 1 is the largest automatically. I got that's the biggest. But I'm kind of a little worried about this 3/4 and 2/3. They seem pretty close together. I can't tell which is larger. When you're stuck deciding between which one's larger, then you have to make them equivalent fractions. So I've got 3/4 and let's say 2/3. I want to make these bottom numbers the same so I can then really compare them. So I'm going to make the bottom number 12. So I'm going to times this by 3 and this by 3 to make this denominator 12 and this numerator, 3 times 3, is 9. I'm going to times this by 4 to get this to be 12, the denominator, and I'm going to times this by 4 to make this 8. So 9 12s, 8 12s. So if I have 8 out of 12 pieces, that's less than having 9 out of 12 pieces. So 2/3 is less than 3/4. So I would put that maybe here. Oops, let's erase that for a second. So I want to have the 3/4, and then I want to have the 2/3, and then half and 1/3. I know 1/3 is less than half because what's half of 3? Half of 3 is really 1.5. 1 is less than 1.5. It's less than half. So 1/3 would be here. So I guess the thing to do for these is really kind of make equivalent fractions for the ones that you're unsure of that are really close. But I always think of this as kind of what you're thinking about in your head. I always think of kind of where the halves are.